Hey everyone, what's going on? Welcome back to a brand new edition of Did You See That? I'm Mike, and if you're new here, please feel free to hit that red subscribe button so I can see you again next time on this awesome journey of movies, adventure days, Back to the Future reviews, and all sorts of stuff that I've got coming on. However, today we're here to talk into another entry into the Michael J. Fox filmography. So by now, you may have seen one or two episodes, or if you haven't, there is a link down below in the playlist in the description where you can actually see that playlist for yourself and check out my other reviews of the Michael J. Fox filmography that I've covered so far. And today, I'm actually joined by an awesome first-time guest by the name of Darnell from Rejected Heroes Media. So without further ado, Darnell, my man, I'm going to hand it straight over to you. Introduce yourself to everyone and tell everyone a little bit about your YouTube channel.
Hey y'all, what's going on everybody? It's your boy Neezy from Rejected Heroes Media. I just want to say real quick, thank you Michael, thank you so much for letting me collab with you on this video for Mars Attack. Holy shit. Can I cuss on your channel? Can I do that? Because I kind of do that's my thing. If not, you can censor it because you'll be the one editing it. But at the end of the day, let me just say thank you again, Michael, for letting me be on your channel. Let's just get into this review for Mars Attack, a movie that's my first time seeing it, and I was like, well, before I get my thoughts about the movie, Michael, I'm going to pass it over to you, man. Talk about this movie, this Mars Attack movie. Let the fans know what we think about this, starting with you. You go take it over.
So Mars Attacks came out in 1996 and is directed by Tim Burton, who is known for a lot of big, known, famous movies in Hollywood. However, I am going to say that I'm not a huge fan of Tim Burton personally, but I do like one or two films that he's made in his entire filmography. And this movie, of course, stars Jack Nicholson. We've got Brosnan. We've got Annette Bening. We've also got Michael J. Fox, of course. We've got Danny DeVito, Tom Jones, so many actors and actresses in this. It's too hard to list them all. And essentially it's around these aliens have come over to Earth and they meet with the President of the United States, played by Jack Nicholson. However, their peaceful intentions soon become a deadly array. So I had actually never seen this movie before, and going into this, I was very kind of skeptical because I was like, okay, so how is a 96 movie going to hold up till nowadays? Or what is this movie kind of going to involve? Because I didn't know much about it. However, my partner had previously seen this movie and she really enjoyed it. So I was like, okay, cool. Let's just see what this film has to bring. So with that in mind, Darnell, my man, did you have kind of any prior knowledge yourself going into this movie, or had you actually seen it before this collaboration?
My knowledge with this movie going to it before I was asked to do this, I was like, Mars Attack, let me see if I can find it. So I found it, and I know it's a 1996 movie, and I'm like, we're going back to the 90s. Good times, right? A 90s movie that actually is a 90s movie, not like a 2018 movie trying to be a 90s movie. Actual 90s nostalgia in it, and I gotta say, going to it, a little skeptical, but hey, I'm open to it. But overall, I gotta say that I enjoy this 90s cheese. It is straight up 90s cheese. I guess my best way I could think about this movie is think of Mars Attack pretty much as like a spoof on Independence Day. Maybe like a couple of movies, but like Independence Day, top of my head, and without Will Smith, but Danny DeVito's in it, and if Danny DeVito's in it, that's magic. Tell me I'm wrong, Michael.
I mean, one thing straight away is he's hit the nail on the head in terms of it's just a 90s movie actually set in the 90s, because nowadays we got a lot of films or TV shows trying to set into the 90s or the 80s, 70s, etc. And sometimes they pull out and sometimes they don't, but I just like that this is definitely set in the 90s, and you can feel that vibe throughout this movie, because for me, it's just a whole lot of fun. It is really a kind of dumb alien flick, but also a really fun and engaging one at the same time. So many of our cast provide great roles in this, and Michael J. Fox plays a slightly different version to what we normally see him in other movies. In Mars Attacks, he definitely has a chance to kind of showcase more of his acting ability, and I definitely think for most part he definitely delivers on that. But in general, my general thoughts is I enjoyed this movie. I think that it's a great time. It's definitely something that you can flick on, have some popcorn or some ice cream too, and you can certainly rewatch it over and over again. It certainly has that rewatchability factor. So before I kind of dive into more of my positives, Darnell, my man, what is your positives for Mars Attacks?
All right, pros I gotta say about the movie, the fact that, okay, I like the fact that this movie is just unapologetically just crazy. Crazy in the good way, but crazy also in the, remember, this movie was made in 1996, so it's 2021, so we look back on these type of movies and be like, well, that's just cheesy bullshit. But that's okay, because cheesy bullshit, you know what, cheese is not bad. How did the guy in the Goofy movie say it? How did he say it? See what I mean? Like that somehow this movie kind of holds up a little bit in the practical effects because, you know, like I said, CGI at that time was kind of new, and I just like the alien designs and just the craziness about it. My favorite scenes in the movie that's just like so like absurd. The fact that they had the aliens, everything at like, what was that, the Congress building or something? I'm bad with names. What was that, the Congress building? They were at the Congress building, and it was, you know, President Jack Nicholson, you know, Russian ambassador and his minions. They go up there. He's all, you know, knock, 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 knock. Oh, that's my alien impression. Just so you know, it's bad. Just let me know if it's bad. The Martians pretty much pull out this like film strip or whatever, and everyone thinks like, okay, everything's going to be cool. Peace, right? Peace. And then the Martians just obliterate everybody. Literally just photon destroys them. It's so absurd because you see their skeletons left behind, and the skeletons look like what you see in haunted houses and shit. Like I said, if this movie was made now, it would be like a CGI bullshit. It's fake. I was just like, it's so absurd. I actually like it more. And the alien designs themselves, I like them too. Like I said, it was unique, you know, like they have 90s cheese, not trying to be serious. I think a big bulbous head with their brain, stuff like that. I'm pretty sure if aliens are real, this is probably what they look like. You'd be surprised. Not like the aliens that are all, you know, terrifying and creepy and making shit bust out of your chest. Back to you, Mike.
So yeah, I pretty much got to agree with what Darnell said. It's definitely a dumb alien flick that's a really just fun and a blast to watch. It is really just exciting, and the performances are all around. Danny DeVito, Jack Nicholson, Michael J. Fox, Jack Black as well. They all give great performances, and certainly if you're going to rewatch this movie, they give a memorable performance, whereas you're going to be like, right, Jack Black's in this act, or Michael J. Fox is in this one. And I've got to give a big shout out to Frank Welker, who actually voices the Martians. That impression, which mine sucks, Darnell's, yours is definitely far better. It's just really memorable, and this has become a really memorable movie throughout the years. Everyone kind of knows, or at least have heard, of Mars Attacks, and going into 2021, it definitely does hold up in terms of just a dumb kind of alien movie that you can just switch off, enjoy, have some popcorn and ice cream along the way, but also enjoy the little cameo celebrity moments that we get, because there's certainly a lot of them, and this movie doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows what it is, and again, the performances throughout are great. Michael J. Fox gives an awesome performance from when he's actually in this movie. But yeah, Jack Nicholson definitely steals the show for me, along with the scenes that we get of Danny DeVito. Danny DeVito, I mean, yeah, Darnell, you're right, he can't do no wrong. Danny DeVito is just awesome. Whenever you see his name in any movie credit, you're immediately going to want to watch that movie, especially even if it's just for him, because you know he's going to give a stellar performance. So with all of that in mind, and the positives, which is there's quite a lot of them, Darnell, do you have any negatives for the movie?
Any comment I say about the movie, the fact that, like I said, it's a movie that I would probably say, would I say you've seen it before? I'll say you've seen it before better, but it's one of the movies that may or may not stand the test of time, because like I said, it's kind of a spoof movie for me, and you know, spoof movies, they've aged well, right? So it's a movie that I'm not going to rag on, because it's one of the movies you can sit back and just kind of get your friends together, or just like, you know, start picking fun at and shit like that, about how absurd and crazy it is. It makes it all the more better in that choice. So like I said, I don't got too many cons to say, but I'm not going to pick on the movie because it's 90s cheese and I like my cheese.
Yeah, I kind of agree with where Darnell's coming from in terms of the negatives. There isn't a lot to kind of mention in this. Yeah, some of the CG definitely doesn't hold up compared to 96 until 2021. But also, what I will say in this as well is there was some little characters, although they're fun, it's great seeing these celebrity cameos and kind of like what they're all involved in. There's certain parts that I wasn't really too fond of this movie. For example, I wish we had more Danny DeVito. Pierce Brosnan and Sarah Jessica Parker, yeah, I wasn't really bothered by those characters, especially as Sarah Jessica Parker is essentially cheating on my man, Michael J. Fox. That just kind of doesn't stand for me at all. Yeah, I wasn't really a huge fan of those two. Again, there were certain other little characters in this I wasn't too fond of, like Natalie Portman. I've never really been a big fan of her in this. I don't really feel like she adds much to the plot. So with all that in mind, and kind of my negatives and Darnell's kind of very similar, but there is some difference there, which is awesome. Darnell, my man, I'm going to hand it over to you one final time. And, you know, have you got any thoughts for this movie? Or what would your final score be for Mars Attacks? And would you rewatch this movie?
Found lost with the movie, the fact that this movie came out like today, I guess I probably give it like, maybe a solid 7 out of 10, I guess. At the end of the day, it's a movie that I'm glad I watched. I had a good time with it. I'm going to remember it for a while. It's so absurd. The aliens, just Danny DeVito, just Jack Nicholson, all these superstars in this movie. A lot of memorable scenes in the movie. I'm going to remember a lot of fans. I know there's a fan following with this movie, and overall, final thoughts, I thought it was a pretty enjoyable movie. Once again, thanks Mike for letting me get on this video and crash it with you. Hope you had a good time doing it. I had a great time talking about movies with you, because that's what I do on my channel. I just talk about movies and just have a good time. Unscripted, as you know, because I just be freestyling. So just, subscribe, check out my channel, have a good time, and yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Just thanks. Back to you, Mike, and as always, as I say on my channel, subscribe. Until next time.
So Darnell's kind of hit it with a score of a 7. Now, I've got to say, I kind of agree. However, I'm a little bit slight difference on that. So my score for Mars Attacks is... So yeah, if you're not subscribed to my man Darnell's channel, The Rejected Heroes Media, go give him some love. The link to his channel is down below in the description box. Tell him that I sent you. Go give him some love. He covers a lot of movie reviews. He also does TV reviews as well. Tell him that I sent you, and I'd really love to see him here again on the channel, and I can't wait to our next collaboration on whatever that will be. Please give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you already haven't. And until the next time I see you, I'll be seeing you later.